What's up, y'all? This is your girl Brittany from She Abundantly at sheabundantly.com, and I want to welcome you guys to yet another episode of cue the intro, please. We are living, hey, single, oh, in a millennial kind of world. I'm glad I got my girls. Keep your head on what? Okay, it's enough of that. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of Living Single, where we talk about life as a single woman, gaining a healthy perspective about singlehood, and ultimately sharing great tips on how to live your best life in your single life. And ladies, this is a great week because I want to talk about maybe 5 to 7 reasons, let's see how many I post, on why I am single right now and not having sex of any kind. So before I get to those reasons, I want to brief you quickly on my sex story and what She Abundantly really is all about. She Abundantly is a desire that I have for all young women to live at the level that God wants them to live at and to be fulfilled in every area of their lives. And I know a big part of that, outside of accepting Jesus as Lord and Savior, is living a life of sexual purity. Simply because sex involves all of you, body, soul, and spirit. And when your body, soul, and spirit is broken down through illegal sex, using sex in a way that it was never created to be used, then how can you be whole? How can you hold God's blessings? How can you live your best life when every part of your life is destroyed, is broken, is being mishandled, misused, or abused? And it's crazy because sex, and I mean different kinds of sex, was one of my biggest addictions. I like to talk about sex because it's a topic that nobody likes to talk about, really. It's a topic that, or a thing that so many people struggle with. So many people are being enslaved by sex and don't really know how to use it. They don't know how to have conversation around it, and it's really destroying their lives like it did mine. So my sex life started when I was very, very young. I think in grade school is when I was introduced to pornography. And long story short, that pornography graduated into masturbation, and masturbation graduated into sex with guys. And let me tell you something, like, sex is a beast, okay? Now, beast ain't bad, but when you awaken that beast too soon, when you mishandle that beast, abuse that beast is going to come back to you with a vengeance. And it's going to try to destroy you and take over you. And that's literally what sex was doing to me for a span of years. And so I struggled with sex almost most of my life, shall I say. I'm at the end of my 20s. I know I look young. I know. Thank you. But I'm just now getting to a place where I can honestly say that sex, or illegal sex, no longer has a hold on me. It's no longer trying to bully me in any capacity. And I never saw it come. I never thought it was possible because of the struggle that I've faced and dealt with for so many years. But my sex story is a whole nother topic that I just might share on a podcast very soon. Be looking out for that. And so today I want to talk about a few reasons why I am not having sex right now as a single young woman. And the first reason is because, y'all, there is absolutely no benefit to illegal sex. Let me break it down. If you watch my videos, you've probably heard me say many times that God created sex. And I say that because, well, it's true. How y'all think we got here? How y'all think the world came into existence? There was a higher intelligence, a higher mind, somebody sitting way up high somewhere who put all this structure and beauty together, right? And with doing that, he put sex together too. Something that he has given as a gift to man and woman in a committed marriage. But when you use that wonderful God-given gift in a way that it was not created to be used, y'all, the opposite happens. So if sex was created to be a blessing, if sex was created to bring two people closer together, if sex was created to reproduce and cause so much fruit to come out of it, guess what? When you use it the opposite way, the very opposite happens. And so because I was using sex in so many different ways outside of its creation, y'all, I experienced no benefit. Let me tell you this. There's not one human being walking the planet, past, present, and future, who will experience a benefit from having illegal sex, basically. It caused me a lot of emotional damage. It caused me a lot of sleepless nights. I had no peace. I was worrying so much about my body, STDs, and possible pregnancies. It was just not the life that I wanted to live and that God was calling me to. And it's not the life that God calls anybody to. And so you may be thinking, Brittany, you tripping. Because I tell you one benefit, it sure feel good. Now let me say this. You right. You got a little argument right there. It may feel good to the body in the moment. You know, you doing it with your boo thing, whatever. But there's a big difference when it comes to something feeling good to you or something being good to you and something being good for you. Just because it's good to you does not mean it's good for you. You feel me? And so when I say benefit, I mean something that promotes the well-being of you. So think about it. What does illegal sex do? How is it promoting the well-being of you? How is it growing you? How is it keeping you? How is it causing you to thrive in any way, capacity, whatever? It doesn't. And because of that, I was like, oh no, I'm cool on that. If I'm gonna have sex, I need it to benefit my whole life, not just a temporary feeling in the moment. So the second reason why I do not have sex of any kind as a single young woman is because, well, I was tired of getting robbed. See, this is something that many people really don't think about and don't know. It kind of ties back to when I was talking about how God created this beautiful thing, and when you use it in the wrong way, it's no longer beautiful to you. It's no longer of benefit to you. What I mean is, instead of it adding to your life, it steals from you. It robs you. Illegal sex robs you of your opportunities to be your best self because it introduces possible STDs. It introduces selfish pregnancies, meaning birthing these beautiful babies into these unhealthy, unloving situations, into these relationships that has not built on anything solid, not built on commitment, not built on love, not built on God. And so not only is it robbing you of your precious opportunities, but it's also robbing your future seeds as well, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But you know, one of the things that I realized what illegal sex did to me was that it robbed me of my time. Because when you have illegal sex, that's not just a one-time thing. It's not just a one-time transaction. It is a permanent thing that is happening, and the consequences are permanent. And I spent a lot of my time hung up on some dude, okay, because of the bonding that happened once I gave him my body. That's time. That's years that I can never get back. And you know what? I got tired of being robbed. If you out there watching and you've been robbed before, let me tell you, it's a sucky feeling. When you realize that you got, it makes you angry. It makes you want to retaliate. It makes you want to do all kind of stuff. And you know what? I had an opportunity to say, this is enough. I could choose if I was going to get robbed or not. A lot of times you can't choose if you're going to get robbed or not. But when it comes to choosing illegal sex versus legal sex and getting the benefits from it, you have that choice. And so another thing that I was tired of getting robbed of was my relationship with God. Because God created sex, he created it in a way that it's supposed to draw us closer to him. Sex is such an intimate act that he wanted it to look just like our relationship with him, the church relationship with Christ. And you know what? When you are saved, when you have a relationship with Christ, there's a constant communication. There's a constant intimacy. There's a constant portal of access to your husband. You know what I'm saying? To Christ. And so sex is made in the same way. And when you use illegal sex, you know what happens? That communication is broken. And so you're no longer able to hear God clearly. You're mentally, emotionally fogged, and you can't see your way out of the dark. You can't hear your way out of the dark if a voice was calling you. And so I wanted a relationship with God. I wanted intimacy with him. I wanted to know my purpose, and I wanted to live that thing out. I wanted to have fulfillment in my everyday life by being connected with my creator, God, Jesus. And ever since I changed my mind and I told myself I don't want illegal sex no more, because let me tell you, it was a process. It did not just happen overnight. But because I allowed myself to go through the process, our relationship got stronger and stronger, and I was able to hear him more clearly. Not that he left and that he threw me away, but he was just waiting on me to turn to him and choose him. You feel me? And so instead of getting robbed, instead of giving away my precious things, my precious gifts, my integrity, my sense of self-worth, I decided to hold it. I decided to save it, because guess what? I realized that I'm going to need it. You know, it sucks when you are faced with an opportunity in life and you need all these good things in order to thrive in that opportunity. Like when you saving up money to buy a big purchase. What happens when you get to that purchase and you realize you don't have what it takes to buy it? You don't have what it takes. You don't have the integrity, the self-esteem, the know-how, the voice from God to take on that opportunity and steward it and really thrive in it and live your best life with it or in it. The third reason why I am not having sex of any kind as a single young woman is because it was